Today I'm talking about something a little personal, pain. I've dealt with headaches for a large part of my adult life, and I can trace my first migraine back to the summer of 1987, working at Six Flags, and that was a very unpleasant experience. So as we age, pain becomes a normal part of life, but with some things, such as migraines, you should probably track them so you have a record of their frequency and their severity. So, what I am bringing up today is a revamp, of dusting off of an old project that I started back in 2016. So, it's been a while. I attempted to be smart about the new tracker that I developed, and then had an epiphany, a super simple approach that I hope somebody else will take advantage of as well. Okay, so migraines. There are normal headaches and there are migraines. Migraines come with all sorts of side effects, including visual impairment, auditory impairment, as well as olfactory, and these things are triggers, or they can be subsequent pain points. So if you have a migraine and you're smell sensitive, the smell of pick something, it doesn't really matter. It could be as mundane as uh, flour, as in the white powdery stuff, or it could be a greasy hamburger from the Waffle House. Could trigger nausea or vomiting, or any number of things. Some people get sensitive to light, some people get sensitive to sound. Um, I'm sensitive to sound on most days. I've still have fairly keen hearing, and sound, particularly in low frequencies, will exacerbate my migraine. Light doesn't affect me so much, but I typically don't want my eyes open. Um, so, regardless of your pain, there are different ways to track it. There is a pain scale, and I've discussed this with doctors and chiropractors and health industry professionals, and I've kind of settled on using a 10-point scale, 1 to 10, although I've never been to 10, so I've described most everything as 9, so I may back mine off to 9. So 0 being no pain, 1 being mild. In my case, knowing that I have a slight headache, or knowing that it's there, it's not really doing much to affect me. 2 is a little more annoying. 3, it's starting to impair me a bit. May have difficulty finding words or coming up with a solution. A simple math problem that's right in front of me on the screen or on paper. By the time we get to 5 and 6, very uncomfortable, where cognition is more impaired. Eye contact, conversation with human beings is not very well welcomed. By the time we get up into the higher third, 7, 8, 9, 7, a lot of pain. 8, you want to lay down into a ball, and about 9, you pray for death. So depending on how pain affects you, this is, the 10-point scale is typically used, but it's going to vary based on your interpretation of pain. Some people have a much higher threshold for pain, so their 1 may be equivalent to your 3. So that's something to keep in mind. So many years ago, I started down the road of tracking my headaches, and I failed miserably. I went a couple of different ways. There was an app I found at one point. I started making a spreadsheet, which I'll show you a facsimile of here in just a minute. But there are a number of pain trackers, and this is all I did was Google. I'm going to say Google. I searched for pain trackers templates, and here are some, paper-based ones. There are some pain-based or tracking apps in the Google Play Store. Oh, I went there. Sorry. There are multiple trackers for pain or headaches or whatever your ailment may be that you want to track. So a number of years ago, so as I was saying earlier, a couple of years ago, I made a spreadsheet. Well, the screen capture didn't work, and so I'm doing this all again now. It was really good, so I hope I get it right this go round. So a number of years ago, I created a spreadsheet, Excel based, because again, that's the kind of person that I am. And I made a button and I recorded a macro. And the macro, every time I push the button on this page, which is the screen, it records data on this other page, which this is the data it inputs, which is actually the now function, which records the date and time, and then I break the data up. The less combined your data is, the better and easier it is to work with. So I extracted just the regular date, then I also extracted the hour and the minutes, and then recombined them. I know it sounds really weird, but with the now function, as it's looking at time or any calculation in an Excel or a spreadsheet, when it's looking at time, it is not only looking at hours and minutes and seconds, but probably also milliseconds. So if you remove some of the extraneous stuff, you get a much simpler solution. So I removed just the hours and the minutes and used those because I should be able to, press the button 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, regardless how much pain I'm in, with very little effort, hopefully within the range of, a minute. Okay, so it produces the data on this sheet. Like I said, this was complicated because I thought I was a smart guy. And the more recent effort was to then pull that data out and generate a report. So I apparently pushed it 5 times just a moment ago. And so that would tell me that on this date and at this time, which is 5:48, I was at a pain level of 5. Gonna try this one more time. Screen capture is giving me a headache. Okay, I've lost track of how many times, but I just figured out that it was muting the stupid microphone. So my intention was to take my spreadsheet and to put it onto my phone, which is an Android. So I downloaded Excel onto my Android phone, and I moved the file over, and I opened the file up to find out that Excel on my smartphone does not support buttons. So these buttons won't work, which means that my tool won't work either. Dun, dun, dun. All right, fine. I'll put it in Google Sheets. So you launch Google Sheets, you import the thing, and it looks at you like you've got 2 heads. It doesn't know what to do with the information. So I tried to import it into Google Sheets from the Excel. Oh, and by the way, it would have to be an XLSM, which has 8 macros enabled, which sets off every security alarm everywhere. And you actually have to give Google permission to let it run in your account. And so see, this is why I went a different direction. So I thought, hey, okay, I'll just build it in Google Sheets. Let me record a macro. And I recorded it. And it was screwing up. Well, you can learn how to do this language in Google Sheets. No, I already have a headache. I don't want another one. I just want to track them. So, like I said, this started in 2016, but this actually dates back to somewhere prior to 2010. In a previous life, I was doing some surveys online of people for data, and everybody was using SurveyMonkey. And I learned of a thing in a Google tool. It was Google Forms and Google Surveys, whatever, and it ties back to their spreadsheet. So this is the simple part. This is how you can do this. If you have a Gmail account, you can create a Google Sheet, and this is a blank one, and I'm kind of fumbling around because I've only done this recently once. Oh, look, it's under Tools, Create New Form. Now forms, when it loads, as I mentioned, I was using for surveys. Here we go, to collect data. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. So this is going to be headache tracker. It's headache. But headache for BMO. Speaking Portuguese. Headache tracker. Okay, you can fill in the description. Now, where it gets fun, I don't want to, no thanks. Where this gets interesting is just in the question type. So you can call this whatever you want. You can call this severity. How much pain? Now, there are a number of ways that you can track this. I would suggest something that requires the least amount of effort. That's what I was looking for. I wanted something really simple. So I could open the app, press one thing with my finger, and roll back over and put the pillow over my face. So as I logged in to take a look at this earlier, let's see, short answer, nope. Paragraph, nope. Multiple choice, check boxes, maybe. Drop down, that's going to take too much thought. And then I saw linear scale. I'm like, hang on a second, I'm very familiar with this. This would be Likert scale, used a lot in academic research, and everybody's seen one. Do you agree or disagree? Strongly agree or strongly disagree? 1 is strongly disagree. 5 is strongly agree. The middle one is neutral. That kind of works for me. These others I haven't really checked out yet. So I'm going to pick linear scale because it's here and I know what to do with it. So level 1 is mild. Oh wait, I'm going to change this up to level intensity 10. And I'm going to call this extreme. And then that's all you have to do. That is literally it. That is the whole thing. So you give it a name as a form, linear scale, 1 to 10. If you want to do 1 to 9, you can do that. And put in a couple of labels. I'm going to click the preview button. And now this is what it's going to look like on your phone. How much pain? Well, today it's a 5. Okay, submit. There you go. You've submitted your response. And that's all you want to do if you're having a bad day. And it doesn't have to be a severe headache. If it's a headache, and if it increases in intensity over the course of the day, or if it decreases in intensity over the course of the day. For example, earlier this week, I woke up with a headache at about 5:30, and it stayed with me. I took some stuff early in the morning, it stayed with me, and I took something again post-lunch, and it finally went away late afternoon. So, but did the intensity change? I don't really remember. I don't remember now, but you can submit multiple responses back to yourself for multiple data points. So when you go back to your Google Drive, everybody's very excited that my device is going to restart. When you go back to your Google Drive, you can look at the responses. And this gives you a nice pretty graph, which you don't really care about, or your doctor's not really going to care about. But when you view the data in Sheets, it's going to give you a date and a time and the severity. So as a trend over time, from today going forward, you can see that at this day of the week, Tuesdays seem to be worse for me than others. Don't really know why. Saturdays used to be really bad. because it was my day off, and it kind of made me upset. But Tuesdays have become more of a trigger day. Does it the day of the week? Is it the time of day? And how does the intensity change? So if you can establish some patterns of things, then you can start to address them. So this is really it. If you've got a Gmail account, you can go and create a sheet, a Google Sheet. You can create a form, and this is a single question form, and I use the linear scale 1 to 10. And when we preview it, this is all that you're going to see on the screen of your smartphone. Oh yes, so save this to your Google Drive and allow your phone to sync with your Google Drive. And I'll try to capture some video off of my phone, or at least a couple of screenshots of saving a shortcut to my homepage and then accessing this same thing. So you submit it, and then you can go back and see your data points. Oh, there's a live one. So you can examine trends over time. Hope that helps. Blah, 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 blah.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.
Too many hobbies, not enough time.
It's a theme song, y'all.